feel about playing with a center the size of Zach Edey? How do you think you would fit in with a player like that?
I think it would be great for me, like offensively, just like having a guy you can always like throw the ball to the rim, like me being a pretty good passer for my size, for my position, and also like defensively, just like having somebody who can protect the rim behind you is a pretty valuable asset.
Do you see yourself as more of a 4 or 5 in the NBA?
More as a 4, but like I can also play a 5. I don't really like care too much about the position. I just want to be able to contribute and play from the beginning.
Have you met with the Mavs yet?
No, not yet.
A little connection in Dallas with Dirk. How was it? Same hometown. What do you think about Dirk?
Yeah, Duke's of course like the greatest player in Germany ever, and just like having a connection with him and my dad, playing together, like his family visiting us in the summertime. It's like nice to have like those resources. Because he told me that I have a question, I can just reach out to him. So yeah, nice to have that resource.
Is there any part of Dirk's game that you try to take for yourself?
You can probably take the post fadeaway, but it's hard to implement that because it's like 1 of 1. So yeah, probably that though.
What was some of your earliest memories of Dirk?
Probably just him visiting us in our farm in the summer, just like meeting him there.
So he'd come to your house and...
Sometimes in the summertime, yeah.
That's awesome.
Have you heard from the Bulls yet?
No, not yet.
Appreciate it.
Zuby, who's winning the World Cup? I know you're from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Probably like some soccer. You got any favorite teams in the World Cup?
To be honest, I really don't watch soccer.
You don't?
Yeah, I really don't. But my family is big soccer fans.
Then root for Brazil.
Brazil?
Yeah.
There we go. I got Brazil winning.
Good luck in the draft.
Zuby, have you met with Dallas yet at all? Are you planning on meeting with Dallas?
Yeah, I just had a meeting with them today, and then I have a visit set up to go to Dallas as well.
Awesome. How did that interview go today?
Yeah, it went really well. They got to know me, I got to know them, and we talked about some of what they're trying to build. Obviously, the talent like Cooper Flagg, and what I could bring to the table. And we both saw eye to eye, and we have a visit, like I said, planned soon. So I'm really excited for it.
What's maybe a part of your game that you feel like maybe gets a little underrated?
Yeah, I just said recently that my 3-point shot is something that I didn't show a whole lot in college, and it's something that I've been working on, especially this past few weeks or 3 weeks or so. In Vegas training. And I came up here and I put up pretty good numbers and opened a lot of eyes. So I feel like that's something that I could really definitely show a lot of teams that I could do.
What about playing with Cooper Flagg? Is a good fit for you?
Obviously, he's a special talent. His ability to be so young but still so wise, and his ability to get downhill, create mismatch opportunities, hit timely shots as well. He's not scared of the moment. Physical, he's lengthy as well. So I feel like we could complement each other, and obviously Dallas is trying to build around him and find pieces that fit what they're trying to build, and I feel like I can do that.
Who are some guys you try to model your game after?
Yeah, so recently I've been watching Bam Adebayo. I've watched Giannis, a couple players that are really physical, create mismatch opportunities, create easy looks for themselves, for other teammates as well. Those are a couple players I think of mine.
You played with Ian McNeely last year, 2 years ago for the Hornets, but now he's with the Hornets. Just what was it like spending the year with him, and just has he helped you at all or reached out to you at all about this process that you went through last year?
Yeah, Liam's the best. Just being around him, being a teammate of his, and just seeing the contagious energy he has, just how much love he has for his teammates, and how hard he works too. He was fun to play with, and he's one of my guys. I still talk to him to this day, and really, we're by each other's side no matter what. And he's an amazing player. He's an amazing person, and I've never had anything bad to say about him.
Alex has been the face of the league since you were pretty much cool. Do you have a favorite LeBron memory, that you think to, watching basketball as a kid?
Oh, it's got to be when he was on the Heat and they did the Chalmers, Cole, and James dunks, that dunk that he had against the Celtics. That's something that's always stuck out to me with that LeBron moment.
Alex, you had any interaction with the Dallas Mavericks yet?
I did not interview with them yet.
How would you see yourself fitting with a team like that?
Amazing. I think it would be a great situation for me, just having guys like Kyrie and Cooper Flagg, just being a piece around them, just trying to present my shooting ability to give them extra room to operate. just being an impact winner from the jump, just knowing what it takes to win, knowing how hard it is, knowing what the culture and the standards and the locker rooms are supposed to be like to win championships, and do the little things to help the team win, and really, just try to make life easier for the superstars.
Is there a part of your game that you feel like maybe gets a little underrated?
I think defensively, I think I was able to showcase it sometimes at UConn, but really just continue to improve defensively and, just use my IQ, my length, just my smarts to really just gain an edge on that end.
Are there some guys in the league that maybe you try to model your game after?
Try to take things from Sam Hauser, just how he shoots the ball, how he's able to switch and really defend his yard. Josh Hart, just the toughness that he has, and just how he's creating extra possessions for his teammates, and really just doing the little things to help the team win.
You feel like you're the best shooter in the draft?
Absolutely.
It'd be nice to put on for the home team.
Do you know the roster much? When you see the roster like Melo and B. Miller and those guys, and Con, obviously, like how do you think that will help you knowing those guys, if at all, the games how they play?
Yeah, I think it will be a field thing. I got to get there, get the training camp, and just see where's my niche at.
When you were there with Con a year ago, what stuck out the most about Con that you can maybe take and I guess put to maybe not towards your game, but just when you go to the NBA, take that knowledge, see what he did, and maybe use it in the NBA?
Yeah, I just think he knows his spots really well, and he's very mechanical with what he does. Like he does the same thing over and over again. You never see him shoot it differently, or when you see him shoot, you never see him shoot it differently twice. And so I think it's just being consistent in my work.
And then your teammates with Sion James too, like seeing Sion obviously grow in that 1 year at Duke and become a second round pick with the Hornets. How can that, I guess, maybe inspire you to come out there and maybe show people what you can do as well?
Yeah, Sion just works really hard, and seeing how he came, he was a late pick, and then he still was able to impact on the Hornets. Yeah, it's definitely showing that you can, no matter what pick you are, you can definitely make an impact.
Where are you at with your stay or go decision?
For my I'm fully in.
Have you had any conversations with Duke about just kind of like the roster right now? If there's room for you to come back, they've had a lot of guys.
No.
Is there any chance you go back, or is you just?
I'm fully in.
Have you met with the Mavs yet? And how would you see your fit working out there?
I've been with the Mavs. Honestly, I think I can fit anywhere. But I'd have to get there and talk with the coaches and see where they see me at.
You got any good stories on Cooper?
Not really. He's a really good player. He's just he shows up. He's the same guy every day.
What's a part of your game that maybe people underrate?
I think I can play make really well. I think I can read the floor and make really good passes.
When you're watching the playoffs right now, how do you see yourself playing in a playoff series? What type of role?
I'm definitely being a two-way guy, coming off a lot of flares and down screens, and being that guy that can stretch the floor.
Are you the best shooter in the draft?
I think so.
It's a little bit too high sometimes, and that kind of limit them being playing in tight spaces. But I feel like if I can keep it a little bit lower, especially in the NBA with quicker players and defenders, keeping it lower will help me.
And what's an underrated skill about you?
I think my rebounding is very underrated. I think people say hey, you're not strong enough, you can't rebound. I feel like last year I did a really good job of getting offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, because I feel like I have a good motor going to offensive glass every time. I do a good job of boxing out. I try to go every time, and I think there's something like rebound is an effort area that I check.
Appreciate it.
Henri, what's your favorite play to make on the court, and why? Is it like a big-time offensive rebound, put back dunk?
I think dunking on people is definitely the favorite one. I think that's one of the best feelings on the court, or just kind of having one of those a good block. Definitely one of my favorites.
And who's someone at this combine who maybe you didn't know a ton about beforehand, but they've impressed you so far?
I honestly think most of the people are very well known, and you kind of know what they do. So there's not many people here that have been news to me.
Okay, thank you, man.
All right, you met with the Mavs yet, and how would you see yourself fitting with Dallas?
I haven't met with the Mavericks yet, but I think they have a good young core, especially with Cooper Flagg in there. I think I will feel great playing alongside him and with him. I think I'll do a good job of stretching the floor for them, kind of giving them effort areas, being able to connect the offense, kind of help them move side to side.
Why are you the best big in the draft?
Say again?
Why are you the best big in the draft?
I think I have a very unique skill set that most bigs don't have. I think I have a very good flow through the game. I can read the game very well. Decision making, I think my decision making is like drafted second to none. I can read the game whenever I catch it. Just kind of see where the advantages are. I'm not selfish to the point where I feel like I need to make the play every time. I'm happy to get anybody else the ball if they have a mismatch.
When you're watching the playoffs right now, how do you see yourself playing in a series like this?
I think going into my rookie season, I will be able to really kind of impact the game with my effort areas, kind of go for the offensive rebound, because I feel like, yeah, there are people crash the offensive rebound, but I feel like there's a lot of times where people leak out and they don't have the effort to go every single time. I get NBA seasons are long, but I think that's one of the effort areas where you can just check the box that are easy for anybody to kind of fit in and give their maximum effort.
Are there any players that you try to model your game after?
Yeah, I definitely like looking at Carl Towns. I like looking at Isaiah Hartenstein, Sabonis. I think he has great patience and with his footwork. I think, yeah, those guys are all the guys that I most look at.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Slowly.
In terms of player comps, who do you see like yourself modeling?
I see a lot of different players. I like the players, like the Hartensteins. A player like him, just a good energy glue guy. He rebounds, he defends, he can pass. He got a nice in the short roll, good screener. Just a guy like that just impacts the game, just impacts winning.
I imagine you're familiar with most of these guys, growing up and even playing in college. But what did it feel like to actually get on the court and play against some of these guys?
Yeah, you definitely see there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent, especially our team. We were down quite a bit and then came back, but we ended up losing, which is tough. Still trying to deal with it now. But just seeing just a great group of guys, people from different cultures, different backgrounds, just going out there and competing. We're just having fun doing it.
Tarris, have you met with Dallas yet, and how would you see a fit in Dallas working?
Yeah, I haven't met with Dallas yet, but yeah, I feel like that'll be, any team in the draft should be a good fit. Knowing my game, my presence, what I can bring to a team, I feel like it could be a positive impact on the court.
What's something about your game that maybe gets a little underrated?
I'll say my passion a little bit, and I'll say my passion. That's the biggest thing. Being able to showcase I can pass on the perimeter, out the post, really look and find open cutters.
What's the next part of your game that you're working on the most right now?
I definitely expanding the floor. That's going to be demanded at some point at the next level, and I feel like I have the skill set to do it. To really just show I could be a threat from the perimeter.
Awesome, thank you.
Tarris, what's your favorite award?
Is there anything that they're looking for you to improve on before you get to the next step?
For sure. Definitely my ball screen reads, tighten that up. My jump shot, keeping that consistent. My defense, just being able to guard multiple positions. So just a lot of stuff.
Thank you.
Jaden, have you met with Dallas at all, and how would you see a fit there?
No, I haven't met with Dallas yet. They're a great organization. They got some great bigs. Obviously, they had #1 pick Cooper Flagg. They got some great talent over there. I feel like I would be a great fit, kind of anywhere. Just a great leader, point guard, come in, play defense, get other people involved, and just run the point.
Playing with a guy like Kyrie potentially, what would that be like?
That'd be amazing. That's a great point guard to kind of look up to, kind of have a vet there on the roster, and learn from him and see the stuff he does, and hopefully I can get in the gym with him and stuff like that.
You played alongside Burries last year a lot. What would you maybe say about Burries' game that maybe people like us don't see too often?
Man, he's a dog. He can score from all three levels. He can defend. He can really shoot it. I don't think there's anything on the floor he can't do. So he's been showing that this week, and he's going to continue to show that. And excited for any team that that's going to get him.
What's the whole process been like? You've been able to soak it in a little bit?
Yeah, definitely soak it in. It's stuff I watch on TV. So being able to be here and kind of really participated in, had a lot of future my teammates that were here, and so I got some knowledge on what to expect. But just happy to be here.
What talk about like playing at Arizona, what that place means to you? It's Tommy, all the guys.
Man, being at Arizona is a blessing, man. Just so many Arizona people here right now, participating here, and outside. Just supporting as well, and the alums that come through here. So excited to be a Wildcat.
What was it like playing with Matthew Abel today?
Great. He's great. Can really score it. Can defend at a high level. He really makes it easy to play with him. Very unselfish. So I see we're gonna have a great weekend.
He did as well, but especially this past month, with Packy and Leon, Aaron. with WNBA, we've just been working on just me being able to play the ball in my hands, facilitate, working on my passing, just making the right reads. So just showing my overall game.
So are you playing tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm on the call, so I'll say good things about it.
Cool. Thank you.
Playing with Michael Brown this year, what did you see him go through his whole journey with his back injury, not being able to play at the tournament? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, he's just super resilient. Someone who is so dedicated to his craft. He loves to play basketball. And he's just a good kid, too. Even when he wasn't playing, he was still there for us, bringing energy on the sideline, talking to us, coaching us, always there at practice. So, I mean, yeah, it definitely sucks just not having such a high caliber player out there with us, but we still, felt his presence.
Yeah. If he was playing, how far do you think you guys would have gone?
Yeah, we could have won it all, but I mean, it's okay. How it went is how it was supposed to go, for sure.
What NBA role do you think would maximize your skills the best at the next level?
Yeah, just a place where I can play on and off the ball. Being able to space the floor, use, just my gravity, just as a shooter, and also just being able to make plays for others, get downhill, facilitate. So, just a situation where, I can do those things, and but I just really am confident in just my versatility, being able to play different roles. So. Pretty much wherever you put me, I feel like I figured it out.
Yeah. You and Michael have a shooting contest. Who wins?
Me. Yeah. I mean, I gotta say that.
He kept saying that he never shot his best, so maybe you haven't seen his best yet.
If that ain't his best, then he can shoot for real. It'll be a good battle for sure.
Yeah. What do you see or read about your game that you think people get wrong?
I would say my athleticism. Just because I'm not always dunking on everybody, but people.
You could.
Yeah, but and I think just because I shoot the ball, a lot and so well that people just kind of don't really see the other parts of my game. But I think I'm a good passer as well. So.
Is there anybody here that has impressed you so far that you hadn't played against or hadn't seen in person or anything?
Nah, everybody's good. I respect everybody. Yeah, for sure. It's high-level hoops. Everybody is super talented. And it's a lot of good guys here, too, just off the court as well. So I'm just thankful to be here.